Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So, you asked, and here we are. Actually, I don't know if anyone asked, I'm just doing it because I think someone asked at some point and I never got around to it. But basically, you know, a lot of people come to this channel for Korean content, what it's like to move to Korea, what it's like to live in Korea, XYZ. And I was thinking, you know, it's been a couple years since I've moved to Korea. It's been about 5 or 6 years. And when I remember when I first moved to Korea, I had so much shit with me. Like, it was crazy. I had 3 suitcases, well, two and a half suitcases. I had 2 big humongous suitcases and then 1 kind of travel size suitcase, and then I had 1 huge bag along with a backpack and a purse. And I definitely just overdid it, and I know a lot of people do because you're like, well, I might as well just pack everything because you never know. But here's the thing. If I were to come move to Korea again, I would never take that much stuff. I don't know what I was thinking when I brought all of that stuff with me. I actually clearly wasn't thinking because it was just too much. And I paid, I think, $200 overcharge just for check-in bags, like extra baggage and extra weight. So yeah, I did that. I don't really regret it or anything because it is what it is. I did what I did, but if I had to do it again, I probably wouldn't. If I were to come back to Korea again, as in moving from America to Korea again, what would I bring? The easiest way for me to think about this was just to kind of go around my house and see what is left from America, like what has made it to this point that I brought with me from America, because really not much has survived in my personal opinion. I think majority, like 85% of my things are definitely from Korea or from other countries while I've been traveling. And a lot of things I brought from America I've donated, or they've, you know, just not lasted and I've had to throw them away. And so what would make it now if I was to pack again? I want to make sure people understand Korea is a first world country. Like, there's internet, there's a lot of access to stores, there's online shopping that is readily accessible. You can buy things off Amazon, you can buy things off Korean Amazon, which is called Coupang, or Gmarket, or iHerb. There's a ton of resources for you if you need to buy anything. So I kind of broke this up into a few different categories. I do have already a lot of packing videos about what not to bring, essentials that I would bring. So you can go check those out if you are curious. But if I was to really like fully downsize and go slim on what I would bring to Korea, this is the list I've come up with. So the first thing I would definitely bring though is a credit card. I would bring a credit card, maybe 2 or 3, you never know. And I'm not saying to like rack up debt, but I know, for example, like if you want to travel somewhere, it's just better to have an international credit card, because sometimes Korean banking cards are a little bit not the most accessible for foreigners, especially when you're traveling abroad or trying to buy plane tickets, things like that. So it's always good to have that on hand. Also, the first month you're in Korea, you're probably not going to be able to really open up your bank account yet, because you're going to need to set up your residency card, and that can take up to a month. So you're gonna need to buy stuff in that interim and settle yourself. So I would definitely just have credit cards available, and make sure you have a bank in your home country tied to that card, so then later you can send money to pay off the credit card or send money home if you ever need it. So make sure you have that set up before coming here, first and foremost. Like, from a financial standpoint, make sure you have a bank account set up in your home country that you will have access to, that your credit cards or bank cards are all tied to there. Because you're gonna have a Korean bank account, but you definitely, I think, want one in your home country just in case. Especially like later on, a lot of people do decide to move back home. You're gonna need somewhere to send your like pension money and severance money and things like that. So now that that's out of the way, we're gonna go into actually what you're packing. I really think if I was to move to Korea again, I would try to really just bring the 1 suitcase, maybe a bag, like a overnight bag, and then have like my stuff for the airport. I definitely am an overpacker in general. I always like to be prepared, but for those of you who don't want to be like me, I want to go light, this is what I would bring. First off, for clothes, I came to Korea in the fall, but I actually came to Asia a little bit earlier in the summer, so I had all my summer clothes plus my fall clothes plus my winter jacket. So really it depends what season you're coming into Korea, because there are 4 seasons, so you have to pack according to when you're coming. Now basically what I say is just pack according to the season you're coming and then buy everything else later that you're gonna need. The ones that I would bring with you besides the ones for the season are just things that you think are expensive pieces of clothing that you just don't personally want to part with, or you think will be exceptionally helpful for you later. And what I mean by that is designer pieces or sentimental value pieces. But you know, in terms of like an H&M shirt or whatever, you don't really need that. So I have a vegan leather jacket that I got as a birthday present from my aunt, which was very expensive. It contains a lot of fond memories for me because me and my aunt are really close. I have a very, very expensive Burberry coat that I will have to fight someone to the death to pry it from my hands. And then I also have a big winter puffer jacket, which I would probably bring with me just because it was more expensive. I would bring those 3 because obviously a jacket has a staple use and I definitely would need it, and winters get very, very cold here, so you want like a solid winter jacket. You can buy winter coats here. A lot of people do, so just throwing that out there. But if you already have one and it was like quite expensive to purchase, just bring it with you. I would just use one of those like vacuum seal bags to bring it, or just wear it on the airplane if you know you're coming from somewhere cold already. In terms of like actual clothing pieces that have survived my tenure in Korea, there weren't that many. I was looking at my closet and I was really having a hard time finding pieces that I actually brought with me from America and that I didn't purchase while in Korea or while traveling here in Asia. So yeah, in terms of clothing items, not that important in my personal opinion. You can buy all that here. Obviously I am a slimmer size, so if you are a bigger size or a curvier body, those aren't as readily available in Korea, so in which case you might want to bring a few more pieces. My second category are shoes. Very, very important. We use them on a day-to-day basis. So in terms of sneakers and things like that, I wouldn't bring them because we have Adidas, Nikes, Converse, we have all those shops here. The only caveat to that is if you are a bigger shoe size. So if you're anything above like a size 8 or 9, those are hard to find. Or harder to find, I would say. I would just bring my boots and my booties because everything else I could just easily find here. And I say boots and booties just because I've never really found brands I've liked here that I liked as much back home. So, you know, I have a pair of Sam Edelmans that have been with me for a long time that I keep trying to like fix them because they are pretty much on their last legs, but they don't have Sam Edelman here, so I can't replace them. So I'm really like holding on to them for dear life at this point. I have another pair of boots that I bought. I don't remember where. I think I bought them in Taiwan actually, but I really love them and I haven't really been able to find a pair quite like them. So I've been holding on to those for dear life as well. Aldo, I did buy boots from here and I thought they were okay, but they've left the country since then, so I've been having a hard time finding anywhere I could buy boots. I don't like the ones they sell in this, like those underground malls. I just think they're really bad quality. They don't last you very long. So for me, I would bring my boots to Korea. Everything else I would just purchase here. My third category, designers. So talking about clothes, if you have very like expensive designer things that you want to bring that you don't want to sell beforehand, bring them. Because I say this because I think it's a waste to put them away in storage. I don't know, I would feel sad if I had to put my designers and not be able to use them. The only thing I did, you know, and I mean that in terms of like everything, like bags, shoes, clothes, XYZ. If you're not gonna sell it, just bring it with you because, you know, later on you can wear them, or if you're in a pinch, you can always sell them. So there you go. My next category is documents. So I would make sure to bring all my important documents, especially any of the ones you use to get to Korea, like for your criminal record checks, for your apostles, things like that. I would bring that all with you. I literally have my college diploma with me just in case I need something apostilled again from it. or notarized, I have it with me. I have my passports, obviously needed it to come to the country. I collect like the currency that I saved up while traveling, or just like the leftover currency I have while I've been traveling, XYZ. I brought all that with me, also added more to the collection while I've been here. Put all my documents basically in these folders so I always know where everything is. If you are someone who is quite careless with stuff like this though, then yeah, probably don't bring it. Maybe leave it with your family. But you know, you never know when something's gonna come up and you're gonna need something from it. So it's better for me to have it on hand and just to have that on file. Really the only thing left over outside of those categories I brought with me that I don't regret bringing is my big bath towel, because in Korea they don't have like the huge shower towels, as you might have heard from previous videos. When I went to Turkey, I bought these like huge shower towels and I brought them to Korea, and that has been something I've never regretted bringing. In terms of sentimental things, of course you can bring sentimental things, but in terms of pictures and stuff, if you're someone who needs like a physical picture, totally get it, bring it with you. If you're someone who's not like me, like I have everything stored, all my pictures stored in the cloud, so if I need access to them, I can. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!